to the smallest creature. Nature needs kids. Kids need nature.
Hi there.
Great student of this great teacher. Nature needs kids that give me nature from the tallest oak
Hi,
to the
friends.
smallest creature. Nature needs kids that give me nature.
It's Miss Morgan.
I'm the great student of this
You ready to sing and dance and talk about nature? Me too. Sit down in the middle. Let me turn off the music and we can get started. Well, today's sing-along is called The Sycamore Tree. The sycamore tree is one of my favorite trees. I love trees in general. Do you? There's so many different kinds. We'll learn more about the sycamore tree in a minute, but how about we sing? All right, you ready? Let's see. Do you have any percussion instruments? You ready to sway? Ready to sing? All right, here we go. Come, friends, walk with me. Come, friends, to the trees. The trees. There's so much to learn, so much to see. Come, friends, to the trees. All right, here we go. Yeah, come, friends, walk with me. Come, friends, to the trees. There's so much to learn, there's so much to see. Come, friends, to the trees. All right, you ready to go higher? Come, friend, walk with me. Come, friends, to the trees. There's so much to learn, yes, there's so much to see. Come, friends, to the trees. Ba-da-ba, to the trees. Ba-da-ba, to the trees. Come, friends, walk with me. Yeah. Was that you? I think I heard you singing. Yay! I'm so glad you're here. I hope you are well. Are you ready to learn about a little bit about the sycamore tree? Me too. I'm going to put on my research glasses. I researched this morning the sycamore tree. I have some sycamore trees in my yard. Do you? Do you have a yard? If you have a yard, I wonder if you have any sycamores. Or when you walk around your neighborhood, do you see any sycamores? Do you know what it looks like? Let me show you. There's my sycamore tree. It's a very big tree. If it grows really, really a long time, it gets very, very wide and very, very tall. We've talked about smaller trees. We've talked about the redbud tree. It's kind of small, but the oak tree is really tall. In Nature Needs Kids, I talk about the oak tree, don't I? The sycamore tree is tall, like the oak tree. But, like all trees, it has its own special parts. Its own, you could say, characteristics. That's kind of a big word. The sycamore tree, look at mine, it almost looks like it has spots, doesn't it? That is kind of like a grayish. It can be grayish and white, kind of spotted like that. Another word for that is called mottled. Mottled. You could say that in the morning to a loved one. I've noticed that the sycamore tree has a mottled look. That's kind of like spotted. Sometimes the bark can have kind of a greenish tint to it, a tannish tint color. Tint is color. But mine is white and gray. This, remember, all our nature friends, even if we're talking about a sycamore tree, there might be different kinds of sycamore trees. Remember? This is the American sycamore, but there are sycamore trees called, where did I put them? Oh, let me look. Oh, I'll have to tell you later. It's somewhere in my notes and I can't find it. But let me tell you the questions I ask myself when I went out to research. Well, what does the American sycamore look like? What does its fruit or seed look like? Where does it grow? Why is it important? So along with it having kind of a spotted look, because its bark is kind of spotted and it's tall and it's wide, I want to tell you about the leaf. I even made a leaf. Look at my sycamore leaf. Look. Now, look how big that leaf is. And guess what? That's kind of even small for a sycamore leaf. The sycamore leaf is huge. It's even bigger than this. Look, that's almost as big as my head. That's how big a sycamore leaf is when a sycamore tree gets big. Sycamore tree can live 90 years or more. So if it gets really big, the leaf will get big. And it has kind of, they call these lobes, up to 3 to 5 lobes. I have 1, 2, 3, maybe one down here, 4 and 5. And then they call these little teeth. See? I have little teeth. That's like little sharp parts. Well, not sharp to the touch, but the way they look. They almost look like teeth, right? So that is my sycamore leaf. And here is the seed. Look at my seed. See? That is like a little golf ball that hangs from the branches. Now I drew 2 together off one stem, but guess what I learned after I observed very closely? The American sycamore usually just has one little ball, one little seed hanging from a stem, so I crossed that one out. Because that, when there's 2 or more, is kind of a different sycamore tree, not the American sycamore. Remember, when we are studying nature, friends, we have to observe very closely because each tree, even each sycamore, has its own unique features, its own unique characteristics. Other sycamores might have a different shaped leaf. Other sycamores might have more of these little seeds or fruits, these little balls. But the American sycamore usually has just 1 per stem. So you might see a lot in the tree, but only 1 ball with a stem. Isn't that interesting? Just like humans, trees, you have to really look and study them. They're all so different. It's so exciting. I kind of think of each nature friend as a friend that you can kind of get to know. It's very exciting. Kind of keeps you company. That's the way I think of it anyway. So what else? Let's see. I explained a little bit of what the fruit looks like, but where does it grow? Are you wondering? Well, the American sycamore grows in the central or the eastern part of the United States, even up to a little bit to the country above us, Canada. That's the American sycamore. That's where it can be found. I think this is where I wrote, yes, there's another sycamore called the California sycamore. Well, that probably grows in California. I didn't really study it this morning, but by the title, that's my guess. There's something called the Arizona sycamore. You think that grows in Arizona? Maybe you can research the Arizona sycamore. So much to learn, so little time. So, where does it like to grow out in nature? What does it need, in other words? Well, the sycamore likes to be near water. So, you might find a sycamore near rivers or what they call lowlands, not high up on a hill, but down in the lowlands. Because guess what happens when it rains? Rain trickles down to the lowlands. And that's exactly where you'll find a sycamore tree, because its roots like to be really, really wet. So if you are maybe you go to a park, you might look down by the river, by the creeks. You might see some sycamore trees. Look for this kind of trunk and this kind of bark, the mottled, the kind of spotted, and you might see a sycamore tree. They're really pretty. They really stand out if you look in a forest. You'll notice when you look, they look kind of whitish from a distance, kind of silvery. They're very attractive trees. Well, why is the sycamore important? Well, like a lot of things we've talked about, different animals like the seeds of the sycamore. A beaver lives in the water, doesn't it? Oh, that's probably why the beaver likes the sycamore. Let's see, muskrats, they live in water, so they like that sycamore tree too. Deer can like it, wild or squirrels, some birdies. So just like the oak tree, remember how many little animals, little nature friends liked the oak tree? So we have nature friends that depend on the sycamore tree. That's how nature works, isn't it? We kind of depend on each other. It's all a balance. Here is something unique. I'll finish with this. Something unique about the sycamore tree that I didn't know. It's also called a buttonwood tree. Can you guess why? Let me give you a hint. I have a zipper, but what if I had not a zipper, but buttons? That's right. Buttons used to be made from sycamore wood because sycamore wood is hard and it won't crack. And they could make little buttons out of the wood. Now buttons are often made of plastic, but they made buttons. So it's often called the buttonwood. Look at what I have to show you. I have something that's made out of sycamore wood. Can you see that? That is a ring. That lighter wood in there is a sycamore, and the other wood is cherry. That's a different kind of tree that we could learn about. The sycamore tree could make buttons, it can make rings, but here's an interesting fact, or you could say factoid. In the olden days, pioneers made wheels out of sycamore wood. They also would make pails, maybe to carry, maybe to put food in for their animals. And in the old days, when there were old forests, before anybody cut the forest down to make paper and other things, there were gigantic sycamores. And oftentimes, the sycamore, when it grows really, really tall and it's really, really old, it becomes hollow inside, which means there's, how do I explain? You know what hollow is? Hollow is when there's kind of a piece of wood, and in the middle, there's no more wood in there. It's just kind of open. So the gigantic sycamores that used to be here were hollow in the middle, and guess what they were used for? Sometimes people would put their horses in there. They were so big, or their cows or their pigs. Or I found out that families would even live in the hollow part of these huge sycamores, maybe while they built their cabin. Isn't that amazing? Those must have been huge trees. I don't think there's any sycamore trees, at least in Ohio where I live. And I don't think anywhere that are that big. Those were in the olden days. Well, that's a little bit about the sycamore tree, one of my favorite trees. So keep your eyes open for the sycamore tree. Do you want to sing? Let's sing. All right. Since we're talking about trees, I thought we could do the whole song, Come With Me to the Trees, that we do at the beginning. Come, friends, walk with me. Come, friends, to the trees. There's so much to learn. There's so much to see. Come, friends, to the trees. Come with me to the trees. We can sing and dance and jump at all the leaves. Make music with the sticks and rocks. Climb up to the tippy top of a nearby hill. Then we can roll back down, lie there still on the ground, and listen to all of nature's pretty sounds. There's so much beauty to see. Won't you come with me to the tree? You know the chorus, here we go. Come, friends, walk with me. Come, friends, to the trees. There's so much to learn. There's so much to see. Come, friends, to the trees. Come, friends, walk with me. Come, friends, to the trees. There's so much to learn. There's so much to see. Come, friends, to the trees. Ba-da-ba. To the trees. Ba-da-ba. To the trees. Come, friends, walk with me. Yeah. Oh, that was such good singing. Well, friends, it's so good to see you. I'm imagining in my mind. I can see you in my mind. You can see me, but I can't see you. But I'm imagining. So thanks for joining me. And I will see you same time, same place tomorrow, 2:00. Until then, work on your nature journals. Work on your nature journals. Get outside lots and lots and lots today. Remember, all our friends, all our nature friends are important and have a purpose. Remember, you're a nature friend, and I'm a nature friend too, because we're part of nature. And remember that nature needs kids, and kids need nature. Nature needs kids, kids need nature. From the tallest oak tree to the smallest creature. Nature needs kids, kids need nature. Become the great student of this great teacher. Open your eyes, open your ears. Sit down in the middle of the forest here. Listen to the wind, the birds and the trees. They got a great tale to tell you and me. Here we go. Nature needs kids and kids need nature. From the tallest oak tree to the smallest creature. Nature needs kids, kids need nature. They're counting on us to be their protectors. So turn off the tube, turn off the games. Walk outside and make a difference today. Plant a new tree, clean up the stream. Make the fishes home nice and clean. there to the waves of the sea. The songbirds and the bumblebees, the tigers of the east, the rainforest too. You need them and they need you. Nature needs kids and kids need nature, from the tallest oak tree to the smallest creature. Nature needs kids, kids need nature. Become the great student, become the great student, become the great student of this great teacher. Woo! Well, friends, you know what? Before I leave, can I try to show you a sycamore tree? Okay, come with me. I also think I hear the hawk. Look, I'm going to turn. I'm going to see if you can see that. Oh, looky, looky. Do you hear the hawk? Where is it? Hawks. Whoa! There's I think the hawk's nest. Is that it right there? Oh, I can hear him. Whoop. There's a sycamore tree. Can you see this white one right here? Whoop, right there. See how it's whitish? That's a sycamore tree. Yep, there it is. Friends, thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Until then, be well. Bye-bye.